First things first, bro. First things first. I genuinely, I love and appreciate y'all. I want to say, yesterday we went to the Sidemen charity match. First of all, I had a great time. I had a marvelous time. It was fun, bro. Anytime my friends do something and I get a chance to support it, I just have a blast because I know, like, bro, it's such a cool opportunity. They played in front of 60,000 people. You just can't do that, bro. That's not just a common thing anybody could just do. Yo, Caleb, do you mind letting me know if it lags for whatever reason? It should be straight, though, today. So, we pulled up. I went live right before we entered the stadium. Feel me? And my goal was really to, along the lines of what Jadion sometimes does at events, but I've been having a lot of fun doing it. We did it over at DreamCon, where I was just kind of walking around streaming my POV of the event, interacting with people mainly, and then also just experiencing the game and stuff like that. Thank God Phantom was recording. Thank God Phantom was recording. Appreciate you, Caleb. Because if it wasn't for Phantom's recording, it would have just looked like I was having a trip. But I feel like the internet kind of understood where I was coming from. And on God, if y'all saw my POV, because I was streaming it, chat, it's just the area we were in had zero connection. So I didn't know what was going through and what was not. My chat wasn't working. I couldn't call Caleb to verify anything. But in my head, I was hoping all of it was recorded. They were having the biggest power trip of death. Okay, but I don't want to say all the security. It was one security guard. It was the female security guard, and she was having. Everyone else was just trying to follow the usual West Ham policies. I'm not a dickhead, bro. I recognize the stadium had policies. I was trying to explain to them. I'm literally using an Android phone, so we'll see the footage in a second because Phantom uploaded a video with some of this situation. But I want to say the security wasn't securing anything. They were upset that I had this selfie stick. In the video, you hear me immediately say, okay, I'll throw away the selfie stick. The problem with my selfie stick, though, is my wire I use to charge the phone while I'm streaming is connected by zip tie. So Waleed was in the process of taking this off for me so that I could properly just charge my phone while I'm at the event. But I immediately told them, all right, I'll get rid of it. Can I go in now? So what I think some people missed and I think a lot of people understood was I was live at the moment. The exact spot they had us stuck in was the only area in the whole stadium that had bad connection. And they wouldn't let us through, and they were saying no re-entry if we leave. So the problem I'm having is we have the ticket, so we have the documentation. I still have this fucking tag on because I don't have a knife to take it off. This is the tag we needed to get in. We had the tickets, we had the proper documentation, and I was willing to follow the rules. Even then, they were giving us problems. So that's when I started to get upset because it wasn't any longer a problem of whether or not I was following the rules. It was just her getting her trip off. And here's the thing that pisses me off about that. Y'all know that's one of my biggest pet peeves. My whole life, people been making me feel like I don't belong places, bro. When I live in Canada, I'm Ethiopian background, I'm a minority. I moved to America, I grew up in Canada, I spent my whole life in Canada, I'm a minority. In every way, bro, I usually never fit in. I dress how the fuck I want to dress. If I'm in slides, I'm in slides. I don't give a fuck about people's acceptance of me. But at the same time, if I paid for something or if I'm supposed to be somewhere, don't give me a problem because it begins to upset me. And here's the issue I had. Is she went fully out of her way to make my life more challenging. She succeeded. It was successful. I ended up cutting the stream off. It just completely ruined the vibe, but I was able to also have a good time. I just put it past her. Now, here's what nobody knows. So there was one moment where I got so upset. You guys saw the part where I was screaming. I'm going to play that clip in a second. And right after that clip, I told her, you are weird. What you're doing is weird. I'm trying to follow the rules. You don't care. You're trying to give me a challenge right now for absolutely no reason. You're not securing shit right now. That's what I told her. She began to laugh in my face. It was the most condescending, maniacal, evil Joker laugh. And it just made, like, my anger turned into rage. And I'm like, dog, why are you laughing at me right now? I'm being serious. Like, I'm trying to stream this shit. You were playing security for an event where everyone here is content creators. We're all content creators. How could the irony of that? It just blew my mind. It absolutely blew my mind. So anyway, after enough struggle, we were able to get through. Okay. And I spun back afterwards because I was still upset. And here's the thing, bro. If you go out your way to make my life miserable, in the small ways you have the authority to, I'm matching energy. On God. And you could call it petty if you want to. I just feel like people like her don't deserve to be in any kind of position of power. That's how I feel, bro. That's how I feel. So I spun back after the stream. I said, on some respectful shit, I would just like to get her name. I want to see how I could file the proper complaint, etc., because that's no way to treat anybody, and she was being difficult for no reason. They weren't giving me a name. I was pretty clear. I wasn't shy about it. I said, I understand you giving me the runaround right now because she's part of your team, but I'm letting you know that she went out of her way to make our lives challenging today, and she succeeded. So in whatever formal way I can, I would love to notify whoever I need to about this. So after that, they didn't give me a name, nothing. I said, bro, I can find out her name. That's not the hard part. It's just when you tell me, it's easier. So I can still find it out. I left. Boom. I get some eats and stuff like that. It was some phenomenal, well, I wouldn't say phenomenal. It was some good eats out there. I'm not gonna lie. There was some cheesecakes. They had sides, like a Sideman restaurant, which, by the way, I'm dropping a reaction of, because I had some eats. Me and Davis was eating some, so y'all can see that review. That should be dropping today on Agent Zero exclusive. And so she walked up to me. Her tone completely changed. I wouldn't even be able to recognize her if I didn't see her face. I said, yo. She came up to me. She said, I apologize. I was trying to help. I was doing what my supervisor told me to. And that was what she was trying to say. And I looked her dead in her eyes. I said, if you were trying to help, you would have asked, how can I help? You came in here and created issues. I would have told you how you could help. We could have this whole conversation in an area with better connection, and I would have been way more calm. Because right now, there's a 15-minute period of my stream where it's just completely dead. I basically told her, you're misrepresenting what happened. I told her direct, I said, you're misrepresenting what happened. You didn't try and help, because if you asked, how can I help, I would have explained to you how you can help. Instead, you came here and all you did was create conflict and friction, and I don't appreciate that. My manager pulled up just to make sure nothing like popped off. We're just speaking in regular volume now. There's no screaming or nothing. And I basically told her I would like your name. So she gave me her name. I said, do you have a last name? She gave me her last name. And then she told me, she mentioned this multiple times. She said, I helped get your friends in with the cameras on the other end. So this wasn't my camera people. I think Phantom had a couple camera people and stuff like that. This had nothing to do with me. But she's saying she helped over there. Basically, she's saying like, oh, I hope everything is good because I helped over there after giving you so much problems. And I remember there was a couple points in that experience that bothered me. One was they were acting like we didn't belong there, even though we did, and we were willing to follow the rules. That we had the proper documentation and we weren't lying about who we were. So the clip that everyone saw on TikTok was the clip where they're like, you could be anybody. Anybody could say that. I'm like, not only do we have a ticket, it doesn't matter who the fuck we are. The ticket's right there. But on top of that, YouTube me. There's like years of content. Like, I would try to, but there's no connection here again. The place you have us in is 0 bars across the board. I have 4 SIM cards. I have 2 in this phone and I have 2 in my Android. None of them had connection. O2, 0 bars. EE, 0 bars. Those are the biggest carriers here, dog. So I'm telling you, I'm down. We can do all of this. You're just making it difficult. So, eventually, Waleed was a W mans. Waleed said, bro, chill, slide me the phone. I slid the Android to Waleed. I walked in. Feel me? Waleed untangled everything. Waleed, boom. Waleed followed up. He walked in. And I didn't accept her apology. And the reason why is I'm not a petty nigga, but I just feel like she apologized because she realized I have the power to do something about what she did to me. And that if I was just a person, a regular person, a West Ham fan going to the stadium on a regular Saturday, a regular afternoon watching their regular team, that she would have been able to get away with it and not give a single fuck. That pissed me off, actually even more. So I'm still gonna file the complaints the way I want to. I just feel like, bro, no matter where I go, niggas was giving me issues. Even when we was at the club, the club was calm because it was just like, it's whatever. I'm not streaming or nothing, so it's recreation. If it's like, if I was at the Simon charity match and I wasn't streaming, I was kicking back, I would be calm. I would be way more calm. But it's the fact that there's a level of urgency when I'm live. Even at the thing, like, everybody was on the list, but they were still giving us issues. I'm like, dog, they're on the list. Stop creating issues, bro. Like, we paid for this. These are on the list. Don't give me no issue, bro. Or, like, we don't have to bring our business here. Simple as that. But that's how I felt, bro. So the clip didn't show everything, but it showed some important parts. And it really just kind of showed the part where I exploded and got angry. But that's just what it is, bro. That's one of my biggest pet peeves, guys. That's one of my biggest pet peeves in life. And it's because it's happened to me so much, dog. everywhere I go, people try and make me feel like I don't belong there even when I do. So a couple niggas was calling it ego and shit like that. It's not ego, bro. When niggas feel like they want to make you feel like you're misplaced all your life, yo, I'm stepping on that's what I believe, dog. And it was factually true. All the video evidence shows I was following the rules and they were creating issues. So if I need to turn up, I will turn the fuck up. But what they're not going to do is run around on a power trip because they have a little security position. I fucking hate that shit.